Greetings, gardeners, and welcome to Jim's In-Town Gardens, where we grow in abundance in small places. This is a short video to encourage others who might have a small place to grow a garden. To share a method that I use that eliminates hours and hours of backbreaking weeding and watering. Gardening should be fun, friends. And for me, knowing that I'm eating and enjoying the freshness is so rewarding. Now, one thing that I'd like to make clear right off the bat is I'm not an expert gardener. I just love to grow, and I like to share my ideas with others on how things have worked for me. Some of the things that I will be showing on this channel is things that I've learned on my own. Things I've learned from my dad as I was growing up, and then other techniques that some really good YouTubers have been sharing. They're sharing their knowledge. They're sharing their techniques. What I'll be sharing on this new channel will be garden ideas and tips that I've had success with. Growing vegetables and flowers using the Back to Eden method will be a big part of what I share with you. The first video that I'll produce will be sharing a seed starting rack that I'll be building. And I learned this from another YouTube friend, and I made little tweaks to make it work better for me. I may be making videos at a later point of 2 different worm bins that I use. Again, these are from ideas that I learned from other YouTubers, and I changed a little bit just to make it easier for me. I'll be showing you how I start vegetable seeds. I'll show you how I start flower seeds for my bride. I'll show you how I top peppers. And by doing this, it increases the amount of peppers I have, the size of the peppers, but it also helps support those fruit that the plants will be producing. I'll show you my way of transplanting plants into bigger pots. And then finally, when the season warms up here in Maine, I'll be getting them out in the garden, and I'll show you how I do that. I tend my garden without any herbicides, pesticides, and without commercial fertilizers. Another thing that I'll show you is how I compost. Different methods of how I compost. I do some traditional, using the 4x4 bin, but I also have chickens, and my chickens are, as Paul Gauci would say, are my soil manufacturing plants. So I'll show you how I do that also. What I'm really excited to share with you is how well that Back to Eden garden method works for me. Many people in my community have asked questions about this. Some of them have started using this garden style in part of their gardens, but so many have put it off, and they're waiting to see how I like it, how it works for me. I have many from all over the world who join in on Wednesday nights and also Sundays when I'm leading church service, and they have questions about this Back to Eden garden. Does it work? So this year, I'm in hopes that many will join me as I take you through my gardens, as we plant, as we harvest, possibly as we can and freeze. I'll show you how we do that. My wife doesn't want to be in the videos, and I respect her for that. So if I can video that part of it, because I know a lot of people have questions on that too. If I can video it without her being in the camera, I'll try to share that with you too. I started using this Back to Eden method last spring. I had watched videos all fall during the winter. So as early as I could, I had 3 truckloads of wood chips delivered, free of charge. And it only gave me about 2 to 3 inches of that covering compared to the desired 4 to 6 inches in my main 30 by 30 garden, and also all the raised beds and the flower gardens that we have. Because I have such sandy soil here, and because we had a lack of snow winter before last, it worked out so well. And even though we were extremely dry to begin with, friends, even though it was dry, and even though my soil is sand, I didn't have to water any of my gardens once throughout the year. And because we had a drought last year, it proved to me that this method would work. Now, on the screen you're seeing my potato plants in the raised bed. That was the only garden that I didn't do the wood chips in. And they didn't do very well. Everything else was great. I didn't have to spend hardly any time weeding, maybe 2 to 3 hours tops throughout the season, and that was all the gardens. I don't have to rototill the gardens anymore, and I do like to rototill, but I don't have to do that anymore. That's a couple hours that I don't have to do. Is anybody getting excited? And friends, what really amazed my wife is the amount of water that was in these vegetables. I brought in the first cabbage, and it was a good-sized cabbage, and she cut that in half, and she says, "Honey, it flooded my counter. There was about 4 cups of water that poured out of it." So that was exciting, because the method that I learned, the one who taught this, that was one of the things that he would say is, there's so much water in it. When I would cut my asparagus off, and I'll show you that garden too when I get out there. When I cut the asparagus, the water would just drip out of it. As you can see in the background pictures, these are pictures of last year, and it shows the abundance of vegetables and how well the plants did in the first year of these chips. You also may see some pictures of snow that we've had this year, and those pictures were taken about a month or two months prior. Now there's probably 2 or 3 feet more on top of what you're seeing, and as I'm speaking right now, we're in the middle of a storm where we're supposed to get another 5 to 8 inches of snow, and another storm coming Saturday and Sunday. So it may be April before I can get into the gardens, possibly even the beginning of May. But you know what, friends? That's life in Maine. My garden friends, please let me know what you would like to see on this channel. Also, if this channel sounds like a channel you'd like to follow, please click that subscribe button. If you'd like to have your garden channel to be featured on this one, please drop me a note. I want to thank each one of you for watching this, and happy gardening in 2017.